Hello guys, today we're going to be taking a look at a updated version of HW22 watches, which is now called HW22 Pro. So let's unbox it and see what comes in the box. First of all, the box hasn't changed at all since the previous model, but what they've done now is they've printed extra word Pro to it. So Pro must be better. Let's have a look. So in the box itself, obviously you'll find the watch itself. This time I decided to go for a very not me-like style. So this is a silver watch with a white strap. Actually looks pretty decent in this combination. You also find a manual fully in English. Pretty useless manual, but there is a QR code that you can use to download the app, which is called RDFeed, to connect this watch to your phone. And this time around the charger has changed completely. Now it's completely wireless charger. There are no pins to follow or anything like that. You just slap your watch on top of this little magnetic charger here, and it's gonna charge your watch like that. The full charge takes about 1.5 to 2 hours to fully charge the battery. And yes, before you're gonna ask me in comments, yes, I will do a comparison between HW22 Pro and HW22, and I also got now FK99, which I'm gonna compare to FK88, and then we're gonna compare all four together. So stay tuned, make sure you subscribe, and we'll see what's the difference between all of these Apple clones later on. So HW22 comes at the price of $26 US. I will leave the link down below. Make sure you stay till the end of the video, where I will explain why I've left the link down below for this particular watch. So this HW22 Pro comes with a screen which is 1.75 inches across with a resolution of 320 by 385 pixels. This is an IPS matrix. It's got a pretty decent view angles. The battery inside of the watch is only 180 milliamp battery, which, like I said, will reach a full charge within 1.5 to 2 hours. However, unfortunately, the battery will not last longer than 2 days. No matter what you do, even if you're going to turn off the Bluetooth, the battery just will not last more than 2 days. So at best, you're probably going to get 1.5 days, and with a normal use, you're probably looking at getting around 8 hours. If you're going to be using it less frequently, then you're probably going to stretch it to a day with a few conversations that you might have, because obviously this watch has a microphone and the speakers and all those things, but don't expect like a week or 2 week battery life. That's just unreal. The processor inside of this watch is MTK2502C. And like I said, the app which you're going to be using to connect this watch to your phone is called RDFeed. And also, in case if you want to buy yourself a separate straps, you're going to be looking at straps of 44mm. And this watch comes with an IP rating of IP67, which in all fairness is complete bullshit. The reason for that is every single time when I receive a brand new watch, whether it's free or I paid my own money for it, what I always do is I always check what's the IP rating is, and in this case it's an IP67. And on the website of the seller, the link who I'm going to leave down below, it says clearly that you can wash your hands with this watch, you can splash water on it, and you can take it to a shower, and it even suggests you can take it to a swimming pool. So I took this watch into a shower with me at the end of the working day. And literally after 30 seconds in the shower, the screen started to blink, it turned into pink, and watch completely died. My first initial reaction was to turn the watch off completely, so I've held the button for a bit of a longer time, so the vibration came on, the watch made a bit of a sound and indicating that it turned itself off. I took the straps off and I shoved this watch into a glass of rice, and I put it on the radiator and I left it for 2 days, and luckily the watch came back so I could make a review instead of just showing you a blank watch. So they do work just fine as they did on the first and sort of like couple of minutes when I've unboxed them, but that's what I'm just saying. So IP67 is non-existent in here. So let's just have a quick look at the actual watch itself. The first thing you'll notice, the difference between the HW22 and HW22 Pro is the bottom button is no longer fake. It's actually pressable. You can press it. Same goes for crown. You can press crown as well, and crown is also using the rotation, so you can rotate your whatever it is in the watch you want to rotate. On the right side between those two buttons there, you can see a little cutout. That's your microphone. The back of the watch is all made out of glass. It's one glass piece, which is quite nice. The watch is made out of aluminium, so that's quite nice as well. And on the left side of the watch, this is where you've got your speaker. The speaker is decent enough. It gets quite loud, so don't get me wrong, that's all cool. But there is no water resistant mesh to protect from water to actually entering these two holes, and that's precisely where the water made its way. And whenever you turn the screen on, unfortunately you're not going to be able to see it now because I've got my softbox on. However, you can actually see the LED lights for the screen at the back. So therefore, if any water gets in these two little holes there, is immediately on, it goes onto the electrics, it goes onto the circuits and the screen itself, and it's just gonna kill your watch. So basically what happened to me when I took this into a shower. The other thing is, as you can see, there is no lock mechanism for your straps, so the straps move freely. So when you're gonna put them in, obviously make a note, that's how these Apple type straps go in. So you have to have your pin pointing upwards, and this part of the strap has to be on top of the watch, and this part of the strap has to be on the bottom of the watch. And because it's not been machined correctly, what happens to my particular model is throughout the day you get a little bit of this. So if anyone was to see this watch on my wrist from the side, they would know immediately that I'm not wearing a proper Apple Watch, because the Apple Watch just doesn't do that, right? So let's take a look at the inside world of the watch. So if you scroll from top to the bottom, this is where you got a quick access to your quick settings. So things like, for instance, if you click on that button, that allows you to turn on and off whether your screen gonna come on or not when you're gonna rotate your wrist. You've got your do not disturb mode. You've got several menu styles, which I'll demonstrate to you now. So at the minute I've got swipe up and down style, which basically means that the main menu will look like this. Then you got your 9 app menu style, which will make it look like that. And then you got your smart style, which basically means it's gonna look like an Apple Watch menu. Because we got a slower processor this time, the whole animation is very laggy. You can use your crown to zoom in or zoom out, but once again, like I said, because the lag is so bad on this watch, people will immediately know that you're not wearing a proper Apple Watch as well. So that's just one of those downsides. And then you've got your Alien 6 Palace, whatever it is. That makes it look like an FK88 that we had before on this channel. And finally you got Stripped 6 Square Grid, which basically looks exactly the same, just a bit of a different style. But anyway, I personally thought that the easiest menu to use was the swipe up and down. It just looked very intuitive. There was a minimum lag on the animation, and just looked all right. Also in the quick settings, you got things like your torch, for instance. If you can't see in the dark, you can turn that on, and that works pretty well. And then you've got your Bluetooth connectivity. If that glows blue, that means the watch is connected to your phone. If it's not, like it is right now, it's not connected to your phone. And you've got your battery saving mode right there. So if you click on that, the screen will dim itself and Bluetooth will turn itself off, and several other things will turn off as well, just to to allow you to make it through the day. If you scroll from left to right, that gives you that pop-up menu. You've got your social media here. You've got your little butterfly icon that allows you to change the style of your menu. You can also dial a phone if you wanted to. So like if you remember the number from the top of your head, you can do that. And you've got your microphone, which is basically a quick access to your voice assistant from your phone. So for instance, if you're using iPhone, that would be Siri. If you're using Android, that'd be Google Assistant. If you scroll from right to left, nothing happens, but what happens actually is you change your watch faces. So what I'll do now is I'll demonstrate to you how many watch faces available in this watch, because the majority of them I actually pre-installed on the watch itself. So just count with me and see how many watch faces there are. So I think it's about 40 watch faces, and there are a few available, not many, in the app itself. We will take a look at it later on. So in the main menu, you've got things like you can see your text messages, you can dial your phone number, you've got your phone book, but you have to synchronize the phone book from your phone via the app. You've got your frequently used contacts, you've got your Bluetooth connectivity, you can see how many steps you've done, how many calories you burned just there. You've got your social media information coming to this icon there. You've got your heart rate sensor, which I'll demonstrate to you now. The watch is on. It's not on any surface, it's not on my wrist, it's nowhere near any object, and it still measures the heart rate. So the sensors on board of this watch are utterly rubbish. They don't work at all. Like literally, they don't work. No matter who and what they say, these things don't work. Same goes for sleep tracking. So if you're someone who likes to use your sleep tracking in your current watch, that's nowhere any good, because it actually tracks your sleep, and it usually gets around about -2 hours or +2 hours. So it never corrects. So it either tells you that you slept for way too long or not enough by 2 hours, which is rubbish in my opinion. The other thing you've got here is obviously you can manipulate your brightness. I've got it on maximum because that's just the best way for it, really. You've got your sports modes, so you've got things like walking, outdoor running, climbing, cycling. You've got your basketball, badminton, ping pong, football, Papa. I don't know what Papa is on. I don't know what the hell is that. And you got your history as well. So, for instance, like if I was to go climbing, I just click on climbing. I click go. It vibrates. It counts for me. And then the watch will start taking all the measurements. So for instance, what was my speed, what was my calorie burn, and all those things, and how long my activity took place, and all those things. And I can stop it, and I can either delete it or I can save it into my journal. We've got our calendar. That's pretty much the only useful thing in this watch. The calendar is always good and always handy to have. You've got your little timer. Very, to be honest with you, it's all very intuitive. So you've got your little stopwatch, very simple. You can set your alarms there. You can choose when to set the alarm, so you can set the alarm from the watch itself. Oh yes, you've got a temperature, so you can take a temperature using this watch. I'm not gonna even attempt it, because like I said, the sensors are shit. They're not gonna take the right temperature, they're just gonna fake it. So please don't rely on this watch to take a temperature, because in the ad of this watch they actually show a picture of a little baby where parent is taking a temperature using this watch. It's so dangerous. You shouldn't be doing that. It's just rubbish. You've got your little calculator there, so you can use your little calculator. That's pretty useful as well. Oh yes, and down the bottom you've got your social medias. I haven't seen that before. And you've got your little remote control for like an Xbox. So if you click on that, this watch actually has two games pre-installed. One is called Ninja Climb and the other one is Top Gun. So for instance, if we click and we're all gonna start the game, I personally don't know how to play it. Oh, there we go. So you have to jump from rope to rope, being a ninja. There we go. Oh no, I've just died. Oh, what? It's just rubbish. And the other game is Top Gun. It's like a Space Invader sort of thing. Something we played a long time ago when we were kids. There you go. You can't actually see what you're doing, but that's okay. Yeah, I'll get that little cross. So you get the idea. That's what it is. So what I'll do now is I'll demonstrate to you how the microphone sounds on this watch. So because most of you ask what's the microphone quality is like. So because you wanna have a good and quality conversation over your watch, and you will decide whether it's any good or not. We'll start now.
Hi guys, so the HW22 Pro.
Hello guys, this is the microphone, so you can decide whether it's any good to you or not. This is how fantastic this watch looks.
And that's how obviously whoever you're going to be talking through this watch to.
And bloody blah. Дождем с наверное 18:15. And what we'll do now is we'll jump into the RDFeed app. I'll show you what the app looks like. Right guys, let's have a quick look at the RDFeed app. Usual story. On the first page you've got things like how many steps you've done, how many calories you've burned, and your sleep tracking, heart rate tracking, all those things, but they are fake, so they're not worth it. So let's jump to the second page. You can see that the watch is connected. In the app it's called Watch 6, although it looks very good, but it just doesn't mean much. The first option you've got, you can use it. You can use the watch to take pictures of yourself, so selfies. So you can use the watch as a remote control to take selfies. Then in the second option, which is called Bluetooth call, this is where it explains to you how to connect a secondary Bluetooth module to use your watch as a little phone, basically. So you need to open your watch's settings, open the Bluetooth settings, turn the Bluetooth on, then go into your settings of Bluetooth settings on the phone, and you're gonna have to find the RD500 on there and connect to it as well. So instead of just connecting your watch to the RDFeed app, you're gonna have to connect the secondary Bluetooth device through your watch the Bluetooth settings. Then you can find the watch device, you can search device. So for instance, if you've lost your watch, you can click on that. It's gonna make a vibration and it's gonna make a noise to find your watch. You can see your heart rate monitoring, ECG detection, body temperature detection, all those things, but they are fake. So please don't rely on those. And you got your dial selection. So you've got your five watch faces to download from this app, which look absolutely rubbish. You also got your digital watch faces there, which look a bit rubbish as well. And finally, you've got your custom watch face, which is basically where you can upload any picture from your phone, and it's going to become a watch face for your watch. And on the last page, please ignore the information. It's not my real height and not my real weight, but this is where you can insert those little things and you can set your step goals and all those things. Very simple app, not particularly really my cup of tea, same as the watch, but anyway, let's go back to the review and summarize today's video. Honestly guys, I thought I'm gonna put myself onto this path where I'm gonna try to find a decent Apple clone, and most of you seem to like these videos because most of you are also on the same path. You want to find a decent clone for Apple Watch. For $26 US, personally, I would probably walk past this. Just really not worth it. Although they do look alright from the side, but all the issues that this watch is having. So for instance, like the straps sort of coming loose and coming apart, that's no good. The crown is not actually pleasant to use. It can be loose at times because it's not made out of metal, and it's really on the move sort of there. Same thing goes for the button, which before was a fake button. Now it's a proper button, but it's got so much movement for it going that it just I don't know, it feels rubbish. Sensors are real crap. That's the worst thing about this watch, and also the fact that the battery only lasts a day or two. It's a huge no-no for me. And the lack of IP rating. IP67, the one that actually is being written on the website of the seller, and I'm sure the same goes for the rest of the sellers as well, but because I can't wash my hands and I can't take this watch literally anywhere, it just makes it worthless, really. So yeah, I hope this video has been helpful in some way to you, and if I've missed anything, don't hesitate, comment down below. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you all of those who subscribe to this channel. You're making a huge difference, and for those of you who leave comments down below, really makes my day every single day, and I wish I can do more. And if you've got any suggestions for me to buy any products, don't hesitate, leave it in the comments down below as well. I'll do my best to purchase them and to make a review for them. So until the next one guys, I'll see you later.